What's up, guys? Welcome back to Up and Above. In today's video, I am excited to show you guys how do you go about installing an outdoor GFCI and the things you need to know before you install that GFCI. Number one, you have to make sure the box that is installed is rated for outdoor. Number two, you have to make sure that the GFCI says WR on it, which stands for weather resistant. So once you realize those things are correct, so the next thing you do, you remove the green screw that come with the outdoor box, and then you put a ground tail. Or if you don't want to remove the screw, you have to get like a solid wire, you strip it, you create a U on it, and then you put it under the screw. But what I like to do is, I like to put a new ground tail and then remove the screw. Once I do these things, so what I'm going to do is, because there's a ground coming from the panel itself, so I'm going to take that ground wire and put it together with the ground tail and then add an additional tail to go into the GFCI itself. Once I put those three together, I'm going to use a wire nut to splice them together. As you can see, what I'm doing right now, I'm stripping the wire so I could put them together. And then now what I'm gonna do is grab a third piece of ground wire and strip it and put it together with those two that you see I'm looking at right there. Once I finish that, then I'll move on into my neutral and my hot wire. And for the record, if you're working live, please don't do that. Always turn off the power so you can work more safe. Sometimes you have no choice to work live because there might be an office, but on my current situation, nobody's using the power, so I just turn off the breaker. And then the good thing about it is the breaker is coming straight dedicated for this outlet only. So I'm able to turn it off, and then so I could just work easy and peasy. You know what I'm saying? So as you can see, I finished splicing my ground tail. The next thing I'm going to do now is strip it and grab my GFCI and then start installing it. So now, before you install your GFCI, I'm about to show you something that is very key and very important. So once you grab your GFCI, some brand GFCI doesn't have the labeled yellow strip tape in the bottom, so you could identify which one is the load or the line. So in this case, you have to make sure you read the back of it, and you put the power on the side that says line on the GFCI. The part that says load, for example, you only use that if you don't want to install two GFCI. Let's say if it was a quad box, you don't want to install two GFCI, then you'll grab an outlet. So the load side will control the outlet. Once you press the GFCI, the regular outlet will go off, and then that will be code. But on this case, I don't need it. So I only make sure that the line is going on the line side of the GFCI. Once you finish do all that, you want to make sure you put some electrical tape to protect the device itself. As you can see, I'm grabbing my tape. I'm gonna wrap it around 2 times. Once I finish do that, then I'm gonna move on and grabbing my cover to install. So now, one thing that I learned from my uncle while I was learning electrical work from him is that if your box is horizontal, you always want to put the neutral to face up. I never understand it at first. I still don't understand it, but I guess the idea behind it is something it'll fall on the neutral side. Not sure, but hey, it is what it is. So now, as you can see, I grabbed my cover. So this is a bubble cover. So because there is no overhang more than 12 inches over this outlet, so I had to install a bubble cover. If there was a hang over it, like 24 inches in New York City, 12 to 24 inches overhang, you could put a regular cover. You wouldn't need the bubble cover. But because there is nothing over this, it's exposed to rain, snow, whatever. So I had to install this. You'll notice this is my first time using this bubble cover. I had to unscrew the outlet. The screw has to go on the inside. Some covers you're able to slide the cover on top of the screw, but this one I had to take it out completely and line it up with the GFCI and line it up with the screw hole and then screw it in. So I hope you guys was able to learn something today. Enjoy the rest of the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel and be part of the community. I'm out. Peace.